This has entered St. Peter's Basilica after being carried across St. Peter's Square and is now lying in a state after that the liturgy of the world has ended. The procession, which lasted just under 4 minutes, saw the transfer of the body of Pope Francis from his residence in Santa Marta, pass in through St. Peter's Square and concluding at St. Peter's Basilica. Cardinal Carmelengo Kevin Farrell has just completed a liturgy of the world. He and others read from stations of the Bible, met with occasional responses from the congregation. Cardinals are now paying their personal respects to the late Pope as the crown filtered from seats outside in St. Peter's Square. Pope Francis' body is now in St. Peter's Basilica, where he will be lying in a state until his funeral on Saturday. The Vice President of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, arrived this Wednesday in China to strengthen bilateral diplomatic relations with the Asian giant. Rodriguez was received at the Beijing airport by delegations headed by the Deputy Director of the Department of Latin America and Caribbean of the Chinese Foreign Ministry and Venezuela's ambassador to this country, Remigio Ceballos. The official visit is made to consolidate joint policies, strengthening the trade exchange, and promote achievements in various files of growth. The Vice President is expected to meet with different authorities in economic, technological and political areas of the Asian continent and sign new agreements within the framework of the strategic partnership signed between China and Venezuela in September 2023. We are going live the international airport in Maiquetía, the state La Guaira, in which an airplane just is arriving with back to the Humboldt plant from Honduras. In this sense, as we see, the airplane is arriving to Caracas from Honduras with 174 people on board. Is just landed. The airplane just landed at the international airport of Maiquetía with 174. The last airplane that has arrived to the country in this year, this one that we are witnessing right now. This is the last flight that has arrived to the country. This is like the 14th or the 15th plane that has arrived in the country from different parts of the world. This one in particular has arrived from Honduras with 174 people. There are different personalities of the government waiting for the people that has just returned back to the Humboldt plant to the country, people that has returned safely with health care and with psychological care too. The president of Venezuela established the relief return and safe return to the Venezuelan under circumstances of the sanctions, blockades, and more than 100 coercive measures here in the country. But since 2019, the president of Venezuela has created this back to the Humboldt plan to the return of the compatriots that are outside of the country and wanted to return to their homeland, which is Venezuela. Well, 174 people, Venezuelans, just arrived from Honduras to La Guaira State to the international airport Simón Bolívar in Maiquetía. All Venezuelans, mostly that are from in the United States, went to other states, and that way they returned to the Venezuelan country. and this was established as the Venezuelan president and the Interior Minister of Justice and Peace, which has been the people in charge of the return of these back to the homeland plan. In this sense, we are waiting for the authorities to speak and give their information about this returning to these planes with 174 people from Honduras that went from that they came from the United States, fly to Honduras, and from Honduras they returned to the country. In this sense, we will continue informing you about more of this plane that just has arrived here in Venezuela from Honduras, and we continue with our news brief. Venezuela continues to overcome the economic crisis generated by the illegal U.S. sanctions. In this scenario, citizens repatriated with the help of the social program Return to the Homeland also have the opportunity to work in favor of the economic growth of the country. Let's see the following report of our colleague Bruno Falsi.
The Return to the Homeland plan has helped more than 1 million migrants to return to their country and their families, along with the state's productive reintegration programs.
It is a great mission, that is to say, it is an interinstitutional social program that has several work areas. In that sense, one that is being activated today is the socio-economic vertex with a joint effort with the National Fund of Programs for Small and Medium Enterprises with HomePime to start the training plan as part of the whole entrepreneurship policy. There is a route that has to do with training, strengthening, financing, and also the fares. So in this process we are activating the training route.
The National Fund of Reciprocal Guarantees for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises together with the mission back to the homeland are training the repatriated groups to enter the labor market so that they can return to their daily lives and foster the nation's economic growth.
The program is a new program that was born with the same characteristics of the Venezuelan policies, the economic prosperity policies of the president, but now it has directly focused on all of this, with nationals who come to strengthen their knowledge, their hopes, but also to embrace their dreams and their illusions in a loving and economic way, so that they can have productive projects that generate added value and projects that are sustainable over time for their well-being as a family and also for the territorial development and the development of the country as well as the economic prosperity that we are witnessing.
Venezuelans have expressed their desire to contribute to the economic growth of this South American country and to return to their families.
I made the decision to return because I felt insecure there, economically unstable. I also come with my 2 children, one 12 years old and one 3 years old. The lack of emotional support there is also strong. Being away from the people you love is hard. Thanks to the homeland for helping us. Because this was really hope, as they say.
I had already left my country for about 6 years. I was in Ecuador and Peru, but I got tired of being over there, without my family, without my loved ones. I have 3 children and well, I came back here. I feel very happy with this plan. I am very happy that they gave me the opportunity to be here with my family. I feel lucky. These policies are part of the National Development Plan known as the 7 transformations promoted by the government of this country with the objective of achieving full economic independence.
University professors in Argentina go on a strike for 24 hours and prepare to rally against Milei's government policies. This Wednesday, the Union of University Teachers explained that they will mobilize towards Congress together with the retirees' protests as a measure of force against the state. The union is asking authorities for a restatement plan to return a living wage for the workers of the sector. Also in Argentina, almost 2 million households lost subsidized and powered tariff during the last 9 months after the implementation of Javier Milei's cutback plan. In this regard, and according to the agreement between the International Monetary Fund and the Milei administration, the cuts to the energy sector that will be dependent on more than 3 million users will be reclassified. The King of Jordan, Abdullah II, warns about Israeli escalation against occupied West Bank and rejects attempts to displace Palestinians to other lands. After meeting with delegation of France and the United States, King Abdullah II emphasized the need to restore the ceasefire in Gaza and resume the flow of humanitarian aid. He noted that Israel continues to violate the holy state in Jerusalem, driving forced displacements of Palestinians from the West Bank and Gaza. Abdullah II also stressed the urgency of protecting the rights of minors in the region.